Hey everybody, so this video is part of a research paper where I looked into the risks and considerations for performers who release content without copy protection.
I have a lot of beliefs, and I live by none of them. That's just the way I am. They're just my beliefs. I just like believing them. I like that part. They're my little believies. They make me feel good about who I am.
I was able to show you that high-def clip of Louis C.K. legally because I bought it from him DRM-free, or in other words, without any copy protection. So let's explore what that means. In the past few years, we've seen performers like music groups and comedians offer content to their fans without any copy protection. This means fans could buy a song or video once and use it anywhere, and put it on as many devices as they like. This is great for consumers, but why aren't we seeing more performers trying this? In this video, we're going to explore the short history of DRM-free content and look at what the risks are for performers when taking this approach and what they should consider if they want to try it. First, let's get a quick understanding of digital rights management. If we jump over to Wikipedia, you'll see it's defined as a class of access control technologies that are used by hardware manufacturers, publishers, copyright holders, and individuals with the intent to limit the use of digital content and devices after sale. So simply put, DRM is like a wrapper around pieces of content, like music, files, or videos, putting restrictions on how you can use them. The purpose of DRM is to prevent or fight piracy, for example, the file sharing sites like BitTorrents. But many have argued DRM only makes life harder on consumers who are constantly trying to keep up with the changing landscape of digital music, videos, games, ebooks, etc., in addition to the desire for playing all your content on various devices these days, with your desktop PC, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, and so on. So how does DRM fit into the Digital Millennium Copyright Act? Well, according to the U.S. copyright law, Section 1201 refers to the circumvention of copyright protection systems. It essentially states that it's illegal for someone to crack the encryption put on DRM files. This would include files like the songs you bought from iTunes before 2009, or the DVD you just bought and you want to rip and put it on your tablet just so you don't have to buy a digital version too. It's obvious the studios and record labels want to sell content with built-in DRM. Doing so keeps more money for them and less for the performers. But some performers realized a different approach. They figured if you don't want people pirating music and videos, then they need a better and easier alternative. So some of them realized they were in the position to give their fans what they wanted, which was cut out the middleman like a record label and provide content straight to their fans without a bunch of limitations. To do that, they would have to be out of a contract. So the question becomes, would it be possible for performers to give fans what they want and still make money themselves? Let's look into that. Let's take a look at the past few years and the attempts that have been made to offer DRM-free content to fans. The first major example was in 2007. The English rock band Radiohead had fulfilled their contract with record label EMI. This meant they were able to release their next album, In Rainbows, over the internet in a DRM-free format, allowing fans to purchase the album for whatever price they felt inclined to pay. This was the initial format, then they later released it on CDs as well. Their approach wasn't the most successful, however they did make money. There were an estimated 1.2 million downloads, but it's been said that about 2/3 of those downloads didn't pay for the songs. So the average price paid by fans was about $6, so Radiohead made over $2 million still. Then in 2008, the band 9 Inch Nails followed Radiohead's footsteps and released their album Ghosts 1, DRM-free, on their own website. This ended up being pretty successful for 9 Inch Nails, and they did it a little different than Radiohead. They offered multiple price points, including physical CDs and box sets. They even uploaded some of the songs to BitTorrent sites, almost acting like teasers to get people to buy the full albums. And they made over $750,000 in sales just in the premium packages they offered, which were the physical CDs. So finally, most recently, in late 2011, a comedian known as Louis C.K. decided to experiment with the DRM-free approach. He created a video of his stand-up show and created a website where he made it available for fans to purchase and download for $5. The video was DRM-free and available in high definition. In this case, download was the only method. No physical DVDs were offered. His experiment was a great success, though, netting him over $1 million in the course of just a couple weeks. Thankfully, Lewis was pretty transparent with his success. Seen here is a screenshot of his PayPal account. There's a few reasons why Lewis's experiment was so successful. He already had a good following of fans, and he made it very easy for fans to purchase and acquire. And he was very transparent about his goals and intentions for the experiment. And this was really the first video attempt by a performer at the DRM-free approach, and it was successful. So with the successes of these attempts, let's look at some of the benefits of DRM-free content for the consumers. It's easy to access and acquire. You just go online. There's no need to physically go anywhere. People are lazy. Hey, why not? Usually cheaper for consumers because there's no price increase due to the middleman taking his share, like a record label. And if you buy it once, you can put it on multiple devices, and you can play it when and where and how you like it. And also, consumers feel like their money is going right to the performer and not supporting some larger corporation. So given those benefits to the consumer, what are some risks for performers releasing DRM-free content? Obviously, they can't be in a contract with a record label or recording studio. That's why Radiohead and Nine Inch Nails waited until they had fulfilled their contracts before attempting it. People could easily just steal the content or upload it to torrent sites. You kind of have to expect that's going to happen, but hopefully not too much. Performers could lose income that would be coming in from multiple formats traditionally available through a studio. It's also a lot of work for the performers to produce this DRM-free content themselves, or even if they had to hire someone else out for it, it's still a lot of work. That's one benefit with the labels. The labels manage all that. So why aren't we seeing more of this? Probably one big reason we're not seeing more of this is that many performers have an existing contract with a studio or record label, which would prevent them from providing their works DRM-free. Also, this approach is still very much in an exploratory phase, so many performers might be scared of the approach. If performers are successful with this approach, like most recently with Louis C.K., then more performers might consider it. So if you're a performer and you want to start releasing DRM-free content, what are some of the things to consider before making the decision? Let's take a look. Obviously, you don't want to be in a contract with the studio, so timing is important. But a lot of performers need help getting that exposure, so this could be a key factor for a lot. You got to consider your following. You got to build your community first before you can really try and attempt this, and then hope that your followers are loyal. You'll need to promote it through social media channels. Louis C.K. did a lot through Reddit and Twitter. Production costs and time are going to be a big concern. Sourcing things like music in your video, you'll have to figure that out. Very important is the pricing of the content. People want to pay what they think something is worth. So if you price it too high, you may see a reduction in sales. Or if you price it too low, people may think it's really not very good content, so it's no big deal if they don't pay for it. BitTorrents are definitely something to consider because there are always going to be those people that take your content and put it out there to share for other people to steal. You have to make it extremely easy for people to acquire. So like with the Louis C.K. video, I bought it on Amazon through my account that already existed, so it was pretty painless and pretty secure feeling too. On the flip side of the BitTorrents, people may be less likely to pirate something if it's directly from an individual, as opposed to the feeling that people get when they buy something from a large corporation. You may want to consider having a charitable component to what you're doing. In the end, consumers need to encourage this method of DRM-free delivery by purchasing the products when performers try it. That way, these successes will help the industry see people really want this as an option. So essentially, we need the performers to cut out the middleman and go right to the fan. Thanks for watching.